I can finish my drink.
We're live in 3, 2, 1, 0, -1. Jesus. Devin's not fucking around tonight.
No, that was a good drink.
Mm.
I had all the stuff to make a French 75, which is like one of my favorite cocktails, and so I did.
Well, first, Devin, let's check in on the stash growth.
Oh, I gotta get closer.
It's not the best I've seen it.
For 2 weeks, it's not bad.
Mm.
This is my 2 weeks, so.
Oh, I can see it now. Yeah, I can.
The next week, it'll really fill out a lot more. That's about how it works. The third to fourth week, the very last week of the month, is when it gets to like.
Dude, it stopped growing. It stopped growing. This is all I'm gonna get.
This is it. Yeah, I've been like, to be fair, Mike, that's like better than I thought you would get. Like that's.
Yeah, well, it still looks like Ron Jeremy early days.
Yeah, Ron Jeremy in his like prime, like in the 30s.
It's not great. It's still. And so, by the way, the link to Devin's Movember fundraiser is in the chat. It's also in the description.
To help men's health. That'd be awesome.
Good cause.
It is a good cause. Prostate cancer is bad for you.
Is that the tagline of the whole thing?
Yeah, and if you don't get it, if you don't like donate. Yeah, I mean, whatever deity you believe in is going to give it to you. So, like, I'm putting that above your head. It'll be like,
Dude, I cannot wait for this month to be over because this shit has got to go. It's so.
Oh, come on now! No, you got to let it just keep on going, Mike. Come on now.
It's not good. It's just look at it.
Every real historian has a mustache, Mike. Come on now.
Well, I'm not a real historian. I'm an amateur historian.
Internet personality, right?
Yeah, he's a YouTube celebrity.
YouTube celebrity. There we go.
Yeah, well, it's just
nobody wants.
This shit's not great. It's just I'm still growing. Hey, this will be the first Movember or Notion November that I've actually followed through with completely ever.
And I'm still impressed, actually. Like, it's kind of impressed.
It's going on. It's going on. But it's
by next November, yours will look as good as mine.
No, it won't. This is years of facial hair not growing on my face.
Yeah, but now it is.
It's genetic.
It's starting to change.
What? No, it's not. This is I've gotten almost as far before, and then it just stopped. Like it's fucked.
Yeah, there is a wall in there for sure. Yeah, the Zorro vibes. The pencil mustache. That's what it looks like you have.
Pencil thin mustache, dude.
The pencil.
Sergeant Garcia. Sergeant Garcia, what are you doing?
Oh gosh. There, I'm out of champagne.
I used to watch the old Zorro.
Yeah,
is it champagne or is it sparkling wine? Let's be honest here.
This is sparkling wine, but this is actually from South Africa. And I was recommended.
So it's not champagne. So why would you call it champagne? Why would you call it champagne if it's not champagne?
You're right. It doesn't even say on the bottle. So they did it right. It says sparkling wine on the bottle.
You fucked up, Devin. You fucked up.
It is sparkling wine, but it's from South Africa, and I got a really good recommendation on it. So. And I agree. It was a very good recommendation. I like wine. I might not be French. I say it all the time. The amount of garlic I eat and the amount of wine I drink. I might not be French, but my stomach is.
Okay. No problem.
Wow.
Sorry, I was just taking a minute to. I just donated to the cause. I forgot.
Oh, there you go. Good. Now Michael won't get prostate cancer. Look at that. See what he did there? Karma'd himself out of prostate cancer.
Yep.
Oh, he did donate shit. He's lying.
I just wanted to make sure we got that on screen.
There we go.
Oh shit! Oh, I guess he did. He matched my donation, which is fucking crazy.
Matched your donation, which means
he matched it.
I got money to donate. So yeah.
You got a whole movie to make.
Hey, no, listen. We actually got all that secure now, so everything's cool with that.
Okay.
And
well,
I'm not going to say how, but I got some good shekels came my way not too long ago. So we good.
When's all the hookers and blow then? Because we passed the threshold. Like when's the
I'm saving that for February.
Because I mean, Hollywood, like hookers and blow, like
he's given that up for a few months, sold his fucking kilo that he's got, and that's how he was able to afford. He said
he's saving that for February. It's going to be cold as shit here, and that kind of sounds like he wants a whitewash, which is going to be very cold. So,
hey, it's different.
Yeah, whitewash. That's not good. Should we do it? Should we do it?
I mean, we might actually have to get that on camera. Us whitewashing Michael in the snowbank. Like,
well, he's got to be in his underwear though for that, like an actual whitewash.
Get you down to your skivvies into the snowbank there. Give you a whitewash.
I think I might refund my plane tickets now. So
you're lost, bae.
Yeah, you're lost.
That's your loss.
I do not want to experience whatever you guys are planning.
It's supposed to be good. At least we're not making you do the polar plunge. Like that's
no. Oh, here's the thing. I will admit. So I was all like, okay, shocking your body's not good. Until a few years ago, I was up at a friend's cabin in Lake Superior at Madeline Island, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And he had us a sauna, and so we sat in there. We boiled the shit out of ourselves until it was like, okay, my eyes are burning. Let's go. And then we ran and jumped in Lake Superior, which was like 50 fucking degrees in the 4th of July, right?
Yeah.
50 fucking degrees. We jumped in there and it was like, woo! And then it's like, okay. Recovered. And then we went back to the sauna and we did that 3 times. And after that 3rd time, it's like your whole body just feels completely loose.
Yeah.
And like really good.
It's good for your muscles and your bones and your heart and your lungs.
Yeah.
And
it was actually really a good experience. It was like, it was insane. Like just the natural, like getting hot and then like really hot. And then
you just
going into it.
Your body's natural response from going from extreme hot to cold is to breathe in abruptly. Just make sure you don't do that underwater.
No, you go in and then you go in and then you get up and then you go when you know you're in oxygen.
That instinct though, your body's instinct to hit when it hits cold like that is to breathe in.
Right. And that's the thing you go in, your body starts like kind of shaking a bit, like convulsing, and then you just get out of there after you're all submerged. You get up and you stand up, and it's like, and then you do the, and then you feel like, okay, this is good, and then you start recovering. And it's like, well, it doesn't feel cold anymore, and then go back. It was really cool. So there is some
super good for you. It's great.
Yep, there is some validity to that. So
yeah, I mean, maybe we can all go do a polar plunge in February. That's normally when they're doing it. So
yeah, well, we could find that. That would be.
We could do that.
We've only got 3 days.
Pull out of a frozen lake and you go jump in the ice cold water.
In your skivvies, yeah.
My dick shrink like a frightened turtle back into me.
Your fucking balls were receded to your uterus.
Yeah. Like it's bad, but like they build a huge ass fire, like out on the lake.
Yeah.
Like they have like a barrel. You go around it, and get, like hot chocolate and stuff. It's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I can do a little pain and torture and then relief.
Well, it's actually not pain. It's not pain. It's just a weird form of discomfort.
Right.
Your body.
It doesn't sign up for it, and a lot of them you sign up for, and it's like a business puts this on to like donate to charity or something. Yeah.
And it's a weird thing. It's not pain. It's this weird sensation that you usually wouldn't get.
I assume because there's like a numbness to it all.
Exactly.
Into like 32-degree water. It's taking your core temperature from like 98 degrees to like 60 in an instant.
Right.
So,
and if you don't do the initial underwater, you're fine. You just you go with it. You relax. You just go get out of the water and then go and just breathe normal. And it actually your body kind of likes it. It's fucked up.
So is that like? Is that like a thing that happens though with some people that like they go underwater and then they try to breathe in?
It is your body's natural response. It's part of the cold shock response to breathe in water.
It's not just some people; it's everybody.
Underwater.
Okay. I have it. Devin has it. You have it. It's just a natural response.
Built into our DNA. You gasp for air the second you go from hot to cold, and when you go from that extreme to that extreme, your body's going to be like, I need to try to remedy this whatever way I can.
But if you know it ahead of time, you can actually mentally control it. It's not that hard. It sounds like a huge feat. But like if you know it going into it ahead of time, you'll be able to go, and then you'll feel that like your chest will tighten up. You'll be like, and you just go, okay, hold on, get up, get out of the water, and go.
Yep.
Okay.
The second you get in that water, your skin feels like it's painted on. Like you just like up.
Yep.
Like it's bad.
I like physical challenges, honestly, experiencing stuff that I've never experienced before. So it would actually be something that I would be interested in. It's a cool
thing, actually. Like I try to
if it's happening that weekend, actually. So yeah, if it's happening that weekend, Devin, we should go down there. You're right.
For sure.
That'd be fun.
We can just do it ourselves. You got a chainsaw, right? Like
no, I don't have a chainsaw actually. But it's I don't know if there's any places around here that would do that, but I could find out. But like we could go down to the cities and like have it
in the cities normally.
Yeah.
Like that, yeah.
We go down there and then just hang out, and then you strip down to your fucking swim trunks. Yeah. Go in there and you fucking just dive.
Jump into frozen ass water and try not to drown.
We'll obviously have somebody filming this.
Yeah.
And then whatever. But like no, it'll be cool. We'll all go in together and like bam.
Okay.
And
I'm down.
And you swim, then you get out on the ice, and then it's like, well, the ice doesn't feel cold. The ice feels warm at that point.
Yeah, for sure, because the water has leached so much heat from you.
And the water's moving.
Freezing air temperature feels warm. And then they make you, usually it's like 100 yards. Run! And now you're just soaking wet. Run to shore to where the fire is.
But you feel so loose at that point, where it's like the running 100 yards, even in bare feet, is like, bam. So we should definitely that would be so fucking cool to do. You're right,
that would
Devin.
Be cool.
And then we can go back and do huddle up, drink fucking hot cider and hot chocolate or whatever, and watch war movies and be the winery.
Fuck yeah, be the winery. Unless one of us drowns because we aspirate water after we,
Well, here's the thing: people don't realize you can inhale water and still survive. It's not going to be good for your lungs, but unless you're completely
fully drowned and they pump the water out of their lungs and they're fine.
Yep. They have an infection maybe, but it's whatever. But even if you inhale a little bit of water, your body's actually okay with that. I've inhaled water before and
so have I.
Nothing came of it.
Your body coughs it out. It's fine.
Years ago, one of my friends, he went down a water slide, and as he was on the water slide, he could feel himself having to sneeze, and he went went underwater and sneezed underwater.
Oh fuck!
He said it was the most painful thing he'd ever experienced in his face.
I mean, it's not good to inhale water, of course, but
that's not even water. That's fuck tons of chemicals and chlorine.
Oh,
that's what he said. He said the rest of the day just smelled and tasted. Everything smelled and tasted like chlorine.
For sure.
That's not good.
Did you know that pools normally don't smell and taste like chlorine? The only reason they smell and taste like chlorine is because it's reacting with urine.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Because my grandparents had a pool. My grandparents had a pool, and they always put chlorine in it, but we never had a problem there, and we never pissed or anything.
Yeah, but if you go to the community center and you're like, God, the pool reeks like chlorine, it's because a jillion people pissed in that water.
Good thing I don't really swim ever anymore.
Oh, I love swimming. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It's the best exercise you could do, actually, for your body.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, one of them. Especially when it's fucking 32-degree water.
Yeah, 32-degree water, yeah. You're just trying to not sink at that point.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, it's something else, but it's fucking great.
It's actually pretty cool. You'll have so many good fun times in the winter, in the extreme cold here. That's
good because I usually never do.
Yeah, we should definitely Devin. That's a good point. We should definitely see if there's something going on that weekend in a suburb or one of the places.
Or maybe they'll have the ice castle up going. That's a big thing they do in the cities. The big ice castle. They literally build a castle out of ice blocks that they get from a frozen lake, and you can walk.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
There's a lot of good
that's pretty
stuff.
Fucking cool. All right, let me go maintain the animals for the last time because my other half will not do that.
Perfect. I'm gonna get a beer because I haven't had enough to drink.
Okay, just leave me here.
And then, I'm gonna leave you here.
All right, I got my beer. I'm back. That way, Michael's not lonely.
Who gives a fuck if he's lonely? This mustache is fucking itching the hell out of me. It's fucking disgusting.
Well, stop scratching it.
Yeah, it's basically pubic hair on your face.
Right. Thank you.
It is
You're
actually
the
the
5 millionth
kind
person
of
that's ever fucking said that to me, you fucking cunt. But yeah, I'll be back in a second. And then I've got a picture for Michael that we were talking about last week a bit.
Oh.
Yeah, that one. Devin remembers.
I'm curious.
Michael's not gonna know shit about this, but we're gonna also talk to the viewers about this because that's a very important thing. But I'll be back in a bit.
Okay. All right.
Michael, the mustache is coming along good.
I got some sandpaper right here, but it's not good, as Mike would say. It's not good.
It's not good.
Yeah,
do the hand.
That's the thing. Like, it's not good.
Yeah,
you know?
It's not.
Like,
it's not good. Yeah.
Come on, what are we doing here?
Yeah. Okay,
Mike. But no, I wish I could. I wish I had the stash that you could grow, but I was not.
It's not that great though, because the hair just shows up everywhere else too. So like, it's not like it's part of being unfortunately very Slavic. So
is that where your lineage?
Yeah, it's all about cold survival. I'm like the second generation of my family to not live in the Arctic. So
I see. So
it's all about being warm.
Nice. Yeah, I was. It's funny, yeah, because like talking about really cold places, the mountains and stuff like that, and saying that I want to experience that, and you're like, well, Idaho does. Like, it does, but honestly, outside of where I live, there is. Some people might of course disagree with this, but in my opinion, there is fucking nothing in Idaho really to look at, unless you want to go up through the mountains and stuff like that. But
there's something to see in every state, but that has to be what you want to see. Right.
Yeah. Exactly. And just southern Idaho, it's where the shit's at, and otherwise you're gonna go just run into fucking
It's like going out to West Virginia. It's all hill folks that want to be left alone. Like
it's like going into the Alopecia communities or whatever. It's just weird. But
don't worry, you'll see you'll get your fill of snow out here in a week. That's for sure. You'll be absolutely sick and fucking tired of how goddamn cold it is. I tell people all the time, because like we get the polar vortex, that jet stream that comes down from the Arctic Circle every year, and it usually starts around this time until about March, and it swings down through central Canada, which is really dry and super fucking cold, and it comes right through Minnesota, Wisconsin, and kind of the northern part of Michigan, and it loops back up, and it gives you literally the same temperature that it's like at the North Pole here.
Right.
And it sucks. It's fucking cold. I don't think people realize like how goddamn cold it is, because like where I live, all right, geographically is the same north as Venice, Italy. So we're like on the same line. My city is the same line north as Venice, Italy is. And Venice, Italy is considered pretty temperate. Like, it's kind of warm there, that doesn't fluctuate a lot. Then you get here and it's like 120 degrees in the summer and negative 70 in the fucking winter. Like the 200 degree temperature swing in 6 months is awful.
Well, yeah, I'm glad I'm not in the middle of that. So
you'll see it. Don't worry. You'll get
it. Yeah, it's weird. We have 4 seasons here, but it never is on any of the extreme. Anyone I meet who's outside of Idaho or whatever like that, it's always like, oh, our summers are too hot, or oh, our winters are too cold. It's like, it's just kind of normal here, all year round.
I mean, me and Mike live in a place where you get 2 seasons, and it's a boomer joke that you hear about the 2 seasons we get. Like, we get 4 seasons actually, but like the 2 seasons we actually get are winter and road construction.
Well,
yeah, that makes sense.
Fairly true.
That's fairly true, yeah. And it sucks because you can't go anywhere in the summer because all the road construction, and you can't go anywhere in the winter because it's too fucking cold.
Yeah, it's not good.
All right, so what's this photo? I'm curious now.
I'm working on it.
I want to see it too. I want to see this. I want to see Michael's reaction to this. I gotta watch him.
Well, like, I mean, it's a okay. Okay, turkey. Interesting.
Oh well, fuck, you can't. Goddamn.
Zoom in. Zoom.
Oh, that guy's on the left is an M1. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. What's even more interesting about that, though?
Trying to look at the details. I can't really see with this quality.
This is a picture that when Mike showed me, I was like, "You're horse fucking me, right?" Because I'm like, I know where that's from, but
I see a U.S. canteen. I see.
Is it a U.S. canteen?
On first glance, it looked like it to me.
Nope.
Okay. Well, what am I looking for here exactly?
Just anything you can identify.
Just point it out.
Okay. Well, I see like the those what are they called? That patch. I'm blanking.
Yeah, the Turkish military patch. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Turkish
crescent
army. They're Turkish regulars.
So. Right. Yeah, the crescent moon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Turkish military.
But given the fact he has an M1, guess what era this is from?
Well, I mean, I see a lock bar on it, so this must be World War II era.
Nope.
Okay. This is 1950s.
Yep.
This is Korea. These are Turkish regulars arriving in Korea.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. What's the other rifle? I don't know that rifle.
Right. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere.
That
is the Turkish Model 38 long rifle. And I know you don't know much about guns, but like, so my viewers that are on right now, it's always been a kind of a thing that like, the Turkish Mauser, which is very common and
was never
up until recently was very affordable. Never used it in a conflict, never used it in a war, so who gives a fuck? Well, if we look at this here,
and if you don't, also it's basically a Mauser 98 with a tangent sight rather than the Langevisier sight. So
right, it's a Gewehr 98. Yeah, just like he said. Also, look at, if you will, zoom in on the guy holding the Turkish Mauser, the M38 on the right. Look at his ammo pouches.
Yeah, they
look like he's got like what is the copy of a German World War II ammo?
Yeah, I was going to say it looks like K98 like Mauser pouches.
Right. Yeah. They hold four clips per cell versus 3 in the World War I German and 2 in the World War II German. They hold 4 clips per cell in those pouches. And the guy just to the left of him in the background that's also holding an M38. He's also got those pouches on.
He's also got them.
Which is uniquely Turkish, and that was all of the ammo they carried, because their doctrine wasn't to carry ammo in your pouch. So you would carry, it would be, two pouches on either side with 4 clips in each pouch, 3 cells.
Well, they also have bandoliers, but that's how they were issued ammo. They wouldn't really carry bandoliers. So
the guy on the left, I wonder where he's storing his end blocks.
Right, he's probably storing them.
That's the weird thing. Depending on when this picture was taken, it's so like everybody in Korea, pretty much, other than the British, ended up with U.S. equipment at some point.
Yeah, that's definitely not an American sling on that M1.
No.
Yeah, because like I tell people all the time, I'm like, I show them pictures. I'm like, is this a Canadian or is this an American? Because like unless they're holding their rifle, you can't tell, because the Canadians would have a number 4. And the Americans would have an M1. That is the only difference by 1953.
Okay.
So
another funny thing is that the photographer who took this did the typical noob thing, and his fucking finger got caught in the upper right margin of the photo.
Oh yeah.
That's a thing amongst amateur photographers that you'll see sometimes.
But like the thing that me and I'm sure Mike also really loves about Korea is literally everybody and their grandmother sent troops to Korea. It was like NATO and the United Nations like chance to cut their teeth to like show the world that we can make a difference and stuff. So it was the first time that NATO was like, well, one of us is going, all of you have to come.
Right.
I'm trying to look for it now, but there's every like Korean War photo I see. It's like that seems like to be the first time to where like the U.S. military was like kind of desegregating itself to where you'll see like black guys in infantry units and stuff like that.
That was the first 1950 or 51.
51, was when they started
51. It was
integrate.
the official memorandum came down that the United States military would be desegregated, and there was black guys and whatever in infantry units.
It was allowed, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of integration at that point, and that's when that shit stopped.
Mm-hmm.
The segregated units and everything, because they would just go, okay, well, you're an infantryman, okay, you're black, okay, you're going to this unit. Doesn't matter.
Right.
And it was like, okay.
Yeah,
so,
it turns out
I mean, there's a lot of things that
take a bullet just the same as white people. Who would have guessed?
Yeah.
Right.
Holy shit.
Right. And they can also do as good of a job as white people, as an infantryman or whatever they do.
That's true.
And so that a lot of learning took place in Korea for everybody, not just the U.S., but like it was.
Yeah, and there was every country went there. There was like 40 allied countries in the first year that sent troops, and then some sent troops later, as stuff would go on. But
right.
There was a lot of different countries there, and you see a huge diversification of gear and a whole bunch of stuff. Like you see a lot of like stuff that would take place in the future. You see alliances formed and everything else. Like, South Korea would be so thankful for the like help of all these countries in the Korean War that they would body people in Vietnam 20 years later.
Yes.
Yes. Like it's an incredibly interesting conflict that nobody cares about.
Now, one photo that I know quite well, which you guys probably, I'd be surprised if you didn't. Can I share it, Mike?
Yeah, and then I'll go back to a couple things just to kind of challenge you, but yeah.
All right, it's Korean. Yeah, it's let's see here. Share screen. Share screen.
Share window.
Yeah. So this one I know because it's popped up in a lot of groups that claim it's World War II, but it's Korea, and for a number of obvious reasons, it wouldn't make it World War II. Let's see here.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh yeah. This is one of the most famous. Yep.
Right. Yeah, because there's black soldiers and white soldiers working together, and then this.
Yep.
This wasn't around. The splash hider thing wasn't around during World War II.
No, that's an A6. That's an A6.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Oh, that was the end of World War II, but they still use them in Korea because somebody was fucking stupid. Because
everybody was using World War II surplus in Korea. Like that's how.
Yeah, but the A6 even in World War II sucked ass. That was a horrible configuration.
Yeah, but it's better than not having a machine gun. And when you have a gajillion of them, because World War II just ended, and everyone has a gajillion of everything.
Yeah, but A6 was a very easily like demodified kind of adaptation of that thing. Like, but it's I get it. Like,
they could make the Browning 1919.
And also for for Korea, it's very apparent they got the camouflage bands around their helmets. Okay.
Yeah.
The guy on the left,
that's something you start to see in the
and the gunner's got the camouflage band, like the elastic band. That's a very Korean War thing. Yep, exactly.
So this is some big ass mittens they have on.
Well, yeah, it gets cold as fuck in Korea. So.
Also, for a machine gun team, like if you're gonna have to carry that fucker, you gotta have asbestos mittens.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are just the winter mittens. Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah.
The guy on the left.
The trigger finger mitts, the nice deerskin trigger finger mitts.
Yep. And so obviously it's a posed photo. Most wartime photos are posed.
Yeah, like
most people are like, "Oh no, it's not." Yeah, it is.
Most it's very picturesque the way this guy is like pointing and stuff. I'm like, no photographer's gonna get on the business end of a machine gun.
Yeah.
If something's going on.
And like this guy on the left doesn't have any rank on, so he could just be a private, just like the rest of these guys.
Yeah.
And just kind of like, a photo op. It's a cool photo. Like I've seen this thing a million times. It's a great, but that is Korea. That's 1951.
That is Korea, yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So yeah.
All right, your turn.
All right, let's let me pick one quick. Let's just do Korea tonight. How about that?
I like Korea. Know a lot about Korea.
Here's a good one. All right.
Out of my wheelhouse.
Do you got that one of the French people all posing when they were like in their camp and the one guy's like, "Hey," and they got like 50 Chinese heads on a pike?
Nope, I don't have that one. I'm not going to show that one.
Appreciate
How about this?
Oh, okay, interesting. Let's see. Berets. I don't know what that insignia is on the hat.
Well, they're Commonwealth.
Right. Okay. Yeah, not a lot I can say about this one. The gun in the back kind of looks British to me, but it's not.
It is Nepalese or Indian.
Okay.
You're wrong, Devin.
Oh, are they? Well, wait.
That muzzle brake on that thing looks very British to me. But
British, 25 pounder. Okay.
Okay.
But Devin's wrong.
Well, I didn't even hear what he said.
Nepalese or Indian.
Nope.
Because it's hard to see the beret flash because it's clearly just the artillery beret flash. So it's just a guess without any other information.
Right. Very interesting, right?
Yeah.
These guys are Maori.
Maori. Okay. That would make sense because they were still under...
Huh?
Well, not technically British control, but like semi-autonomous within the empire.
Right. They could volunteer.
Yeah.
And they did. And so, yeah, this is 1953. This is very close to when it ended. And it was these guys that were in that position with a 25 pounder, which is I don't know what the fuck. It's a big gun. It's a big cannon. Yeah, but they're Maori. So yeah,
Nice.
those guys were there in Korea too.
Those
like in World War II and World War I.
Right. Those nets with that whatchamacallit, that like
the scrim.
Yeah, that stuff. I see that a lot when I look at when I've seen like Korea photos.
Right.
I mean, it was probably around I don't know if it was around World War II, but like I see that with that like type of design on them.
That zigzag in it, yeah.
Yeah.
Maori, that's kind of cool. So are these guys actually like regular British or are they New Zealand because they signed up with both?
I don't know.
Okay, because like the Maori, obviously, so the Maori Islands were owned by New Zealand and semi-autonomous within the British Empire at this point.
They could also be from New Zealand proper.
That's true. They could be actual New Zealanders, yeah. Because without any information, it's hard to... unless somebody's like, blah, 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 this unit from blah, blah, blah.
Right.
You can't tell, so...
Right. And so, yeah, I don't know the exact history.
It was funny because, like, New Zealanders... what I love about the New Zealanders is they use the 1908 webbing into, like, the 70s. When they adopt the Alice gear. So, like, you could see New Zealanders in the Korean War with 1908 web equipment.
Interesting.
So, yeah. But no, good observation, Michael. That is a British muzzle brake on there.
Yeah, sure. I just look. Yeah, because I've seen them before, and it's like it looks very British to me.
So, all right. Yeah. So I've got that from the Korean War. Do you have anything, Devin?
I don't think I have anything on mine.
I got a Korean War photo here.
Do it.
All right. Do it.
Do it.
You've probably seen this one before.
I don't think I have, actually.
Okay, yeah.
I have seen that one before.
Yeah, sitting next to a Soviet DP machine gun.
DP-28 machine gun, yeah.
Well, well, I can't see the stocks. I don't know if it's a DPM, but like he's also got the anti-tank grenade sitting there, the RKG-33.
Right here. Yep.
I could be wrong on that nomenclature, but like
the soldier. So go ahead, Mike.
No, go ahead.
The soldier. I don't know if I can't tell if he's Army or Marines, but he's got the grenade launcher. Okay, he's Army. He's got the grenade launcher on the end of his carbine.
Yep, that was pretty common. The M1 carbine was very widely used in Korea. The
Both
M1
and
M2.
M2.
Yeah, yes, I was just gonna say, and that is he's got a 30-round magazine in there. You can tell it curves, and but he would be having that magazine. Oh, it's probably marked white on the bottom for blanks to fire a rifle grenade or whatever. Like, who knows? Maybe he didn't mark it like that. But he's wearing 43 double buckle boots with gaiters. You see the gaiters on there?
Right. Yeah.
So that would be Army. Marines were not given good equipment. It's still to this day they're just kind of given
right. He's got
the
his
leftovers. Yeah.
He's got his whole jacket like stuffed on the inside with stuff. That's really neat.
That's a 43. That's a 43 jacket. Yep. And it's the pockets are essential. It's same with the First World War. You see guys actually like out on the line, their pockets in their tunics or their service coats are full of shit.
Right. I mean, check it out. Check it out. By here, there's a BAR sitting.
Yeah,
right
BAR.
there.
Yep. Just sitting there. Yep.
Looks like it's abandoned.
So which BAR is it? Is it a World War I one or is it a World War II one?
Looks like
that is a night. Yeah, it looks like an A1.
Yeah.
Because of the handguard.
Yeah, and the stock looks like it's black. It doesn't look like it's like, wood grain.
Well, no, that could be it's probably a mismatch. Dude, the things that they did with BARs were like, they fucking had so many versions. Like, they'd have the World War I stock with a fucking A2 or an A1 grip like they do on this thing.
So, like, they wouldn't replace parts until stuff broke.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a machine gun belt right there.
Some C-rats. Yep. Yeah, a webbing machine, cotton one.
A web belt.
And then a bunch of C-rats cans and pan magazines. And then, the DP, whatever it is, 28 or DPM.
Yeah, one of the two.
Huh. So, really interesting. I've seen that. It's funny because, like, on Facebook, I follow a lot of World War II groups. And a lot of these Korean War photos pop up in World War II groups of people thinking they're World War II. And because they have the untrained eye. But if you know your shit, you can clearly tell. But I mean, like, I'm a novice when it comes to Korean War stuff.
It's weird. Well, you don't want to get into it because it's fucking weird.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
No, so am I, because it's that's why we're gonna go learn. Here's one, Michael. This is a fun picture. I actually did a video on this, but you probably haven't seen it, which is a good thing.
Oh, bad leg wound right there. Okay, I see a. Let's see. Well, the guy on the second on the right there, he's Asian, and see buckle boots. Third Infantry Division. I just saw the patch.
Yeah.
Third Infantry Division, the 43 boots.
Yep. The guy on the Asian guy. I don't mean to put labels on anyone, but
he's an Asian guy. He's an Asian guy.
Yeah. But it looks like he's got a decal on his helmet, and
but we don't know what it is. Like, here, I'll zoom in. Like, is it just mud, or
I don't know. Like,
you can't really. It could be just shine, or it could be something.
Right.
It's the weird angle. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's definitely making a lot of direct eye contact with the camera, which we all know you don't do.
Yeah, you're not supposed to.
And also, like, these guys literally were just in a huge firefight.
Yeah, the guy on the right. The guy on the right.
In Korea, that's the thing. You never have any small firefights.
No, it's massive. And on the top of the hill,
is always like thousands of casualties.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I did a photo analysis of this, and it's the Asian guy, he could be an American guy or he could be a rock guy.
Yeah,
but
he could be a Republic of Korea. Yeah.
So his boots too are not double buckled.
They're not double buckled. They're actually
the 48s.
That's the thing that they came out with in the 50s. They started getting rid of the double buckle for the regular garrison boots. So
he might not be part of the. He might not be part of the unit. He doesn't have the 3rd Infantry Division patch on his left shoulder.
So he's probably a Republic of Korea soldier.
Neither does this guy.
That's true.
And this guy you can't tell, but like it's we don't know. Like, he could be a rock guy.
Yeah,
he's got all U.S. equipment, which a lot of them did.
They would have probably had, yeah. So
the 48 boots, and there's a dead guy right here.
Yep.
On the left,
Well,
and
could he be some kind of like South Korean soldier attached to them or something?
No, the rock guys were different. They had their own
They had their own units and their own hierarchy and their own leadership, actually. Yeah. So.
Yeah. And so that's at least me to believe that this is an American guy of Asian descent that is an American soldier because he's carrying all U.S. gear.
Right. Yeah.
Like newer U.S. gear, like the 48 boots.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty new. And so what's funny is you can see the guy when I do this, can you see my cursor?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay. So this guy, he's got an M4 bayonet, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's also carrying an M1 carbine or an M2 carbine, right? You see that right there?
Yeah.
So that's interesting. He's also got a huge bag on, which could be you fucking think of it. He could be carrying it.
Yeah.
And this guy's got a leg wound, and he's just kind of sitting there going, "Fuck."
Yeah, like just waiting, basically.
Just waiting.
Well, I get to go home.
But he's also right here. He's got the gas mask bag on.
I thought that's really interesting because I usually never see that thing.
Well, and it's in like the position like it should be carried, like the gas mask should be carrying the left leg, and whether he's carrying his gas mask in there or not, but I can see a line right here.
Yeah. So
it's a very and so he's wearing obviously the double buckle boots, and there's a belt here with an empty canteen.
Well, I was about to say that's pouch. His canteen, yeah, or someone's canteen.
Well, no, he's got his canteen on, but this is an empty canteen belt. Yep, and
right.
Yeah, and so and then over here, that's a dead GI, like he's dead. Toast.
Can you go over a little bit, or is that as far as
that's it?
That's the picture.
That's all I've got. Yep, and that's the picture. And but it's funny because this guy doesn't have a patch on. He's smoking a cigarette. That guy doesn't have a patch on. This guy doesn't have a patch on. That guy does.
Yeah,
and that's actually not that uncommon in Korea because they were going through so many uniforms so quickly, just kind of like the First World War.
Yeah,
they didn't wear patches in the First World War until after the armistice, by the way, and but they're going through so many uniforms that this guy had probably had his same uniform on for a while, and his number got drawn that day, and he got hit, and he's being treated and just waiting right now.
A lot of stuff is like, so you see a lot of guys like with the World War II equipment, it's not uncommon to see guys in pictures when they would just send pallets of shit out for clothing because the U.S. didn't have cold weather equipment that could handle Korea.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So there's pictures of USGIs I see that are wearing like 3 or 4 World War II coats to try to stay warm. Just one over the other of different sizes because
so in the comments, yeah, in the comments is the Asian soldiers, South Korean military. Well, how do you prove that?
You can't. I mean, and then because so many uniforms are just being shipped from the United States from warehouses.
And Wes Harris goes, Korean augmentee to the U.S. Army. Well, again, prove that. Like, I can't, based on this photo.
More than likely, because all the shit they sent, it's just there's a lot of people that you see without insignia in Korea because they were just sending uniforms.
For sure, but it's like so that's what I said in my analysis video. I said, I don't know if this guy is South Korean. He could be. He very well could be. As a kind of a guy that's attached to the Americans,
or he could just be new for all you know,
Yeah, or he could be a guy that
given a jacket when he got there and been like, "Here you go."
Right, like he's a U.S. soldier, but he's like Chinese or Japanese or Korean in descent, and then he's sent, here, and so we don't know that. And
the U.S. dropped the ball so hard in Korea too when it came to uniforms, they got caught kind of like the Russians did at the beginning of World War II, where they didn't have any snow camo. The Americans didn't have any snow camo, and the communists did.
Yep.
And winter's a thing in Korea. And so, it was the reverse thing where, the Americans are standing out like target dummies against the snow, basically, with all the green and brown.
Dark silhouettes versus,
And all the communists are getting all the Russian World War II surplus, over whites. And it was it's a horrific thing you see in 50 to 51, the winter of 50 to 51, how many Americans died because they didn't have the right uniforms. Frostbite casualties and cold weather casualties like 50% of people would suffer them in 50 to 51.
Well, and what's interesting too is like it's not the U.S. didn't go through that in the Second World War. The Battle of the Bulge, one of the biggest, widely known battles ever. They did not have winter equipment, and it's like, okay, well, we get that. Also, New Guinea, 1942. Okay.
Yeah.
They sent literally the 32nd Division. They sent a good chunk of that division over a mountain range in HVTs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and everyone freezes. Yeah.
Yeah. No, they had a huge attrition rate just from freezing to death and getting sick and all that shit. And it's like, okay, so we went through this entire Second World War, snow camo, winter clothing. Does not compute, I guess. It doesn't. And it's like, this is only 5 years after that happened. You know,
well, like it's one of those things where it's like you got to compare winter. Like everyone's always like, "Oh, it was so cold, the Battle of Stalingrad." But like you did a video on this where it's like it was like 20 degrees.
Well, no, it was colder than that, but like it's okay. That's that's its own kind of like argument.
Like,
video.
It's not as cold as it was in Korea. Like
Korea was awful.
Yeah, Korea is like there's a lot of negative 40s to 50s every winter in Korea.
Korea, where they were fighting at this point, was about the same as like Iowa, like in Tennessee and across there. It gets really fucking cold.
Yeah, and that's colder than it gets in Europe in the winter. Like I understand, like it's the coldest record on whatever in Europe, but like that's still 50 degrees warmer than Korea is.
Right. So. Yeah, Michael, what do you think? Are you liking this Korean shit?
It's very interesting. It's very interesting to see. It's like World War 2.5 with the gear.
Yes.
And stuff like
it really
that.
is. It's the largest innovation of gear the U.S. would go through until after Vietnam.
Yeah, so I got one here.
Perfect. And then after you go, I actually have a couple.
Okay, good. Finally.
Oh, you finally got some. All right.
I got some. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I have a colorized version of this.
Yeah, Marines and
bayonet M1 carbines, or M2s or whatever they have. Yeah.
Looks like
are
M1s.
Yeah. That's very early on. That's in I'm pretty sure that's in Seoul in 1950. Or 51.
That's probably like just after the landings. Yeah.
Well, look at the name of the photo. Yeah, Sewell. Yeah, right.
Oh,
there.
Okay. Yeah. So it is. Okay. Yeah. That's what I was remembering. Like it's.
So this is the initial landings. This is after South Korea basically lost. Yeah.
This is a semi-staged photo because you could tell that the guy is like in the open, getting a shot, but like the other guys are like, "What the fuck are we doing here?" Like what's going on? And also in the background, you can see if you zoom in on the M1 Carbine behind, they got a 15-round magazine there. So yeah, this is very early. Yep.
This is very early. This is before the 30 rounders come into play. Yeah.
Yep. And so these are probably M1 carbines. And
what is this pistol right here? I've never seen anything like that.
That's a 1911 A1.
No,
because it has the palm swell on the back of it.
Zoom out a little bit.
Because that's a 1911 holster.
Yeah, it's cut down, but like that's not a 1911 pistol. Look at the way the grip flares out at the back.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's an A1. They have the palm swell on the A1.
No, it's not an A1. I fucking no. It's an A1. Like no, the grip is still straight. They have the beaver tail and like whatever. I don't think it's an A1.
No, so they have palm swell on the A1. Google it.
Not that much though, right?
I mean, that could just be lighting and stuff, but like they have a pretty aggressive palm swell from the 1911 to the 1911 A1.
Not that I.
Because the 1911 has the straight grip still, but on the A1 they added that palm swell. Because it made it more ergonomic to use the grip safety.
Okay, it could be. I just that angle is really fucky.
It is a really fucky angle. I will
more than likely, though. More than likely,
based on everything else they have, it's a 1911.
I agree with you. Like based on the evidence and everything, yeah, that's probably an A1. But he also cut down his fucking holster to make it easier to
get at. Yeah.
Yep.
This like Wild West bandolier type thing right here is interesting. That's
that is
and
kind
guys,
of weird,
guys did that though.
yeah, and then very
what is that?
cowboy.
One of them cloth machine gun belts stitched together? That was a pretty common thing.
No, it doesn't look like cloth. It's a segmented one because you can't see the cloth like going along the bullets, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
This guy's
It's
loaded
probably
down with
segmented.
this guy's loaded down with
Bandoliers.
bandoliers.
Yep.
And he's got a 1907. He's got the leather sling. You can see by that little icon right above.
No, they use those fuckers up until through Vietnam.
Well,
Yeah.
they still use them at Camp Perry and everything.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep. And that guy must have either been like actually taking a drag or was like, I'm gonna make myself look badass by taking the drag out of the cigarette.
yep.
That's the thing is like
I'm gonna in the middle of a combat zone. I'm just gonna be tarnishing my lungs.
well, and the guy on the left is like using his gear to like lean up against a fucking wall to actually get a better shot. Who knows? Like,
Right.
That's why I say I think it's half staged.
Yeah.
It could have been just somebody got a good shot during combat. It could have been, but
yeah. I got one more real quick before we get to that.
absolutely.
This one right here.
M1 Carbine again.
Yeah, with the bayonet on it, and
Was that M5?
He's got a helmet cover.
Yeah, these guys are Marines.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Marines.
Yeah, these are very.
ones that had the helmet covers.
Yeah, these are very Eastern-looking, like parkas.
Yeah, the Chinese and some of the Koreans got those are probably Chinese troops.
They're probably Chinese, yeah, because they had that. I forget what it's called. That uniform, the Telogreika, which is like a padded jacket, basically made out of potato sacks, and you could tell.
The M1 Carbine,
that guy's
the 30 Carbine can't penetrate those. Oh,
whatever. Yeah, but it's a fucking cotton jacket, basically.
That is the jacket that they're talking about with that myth, though.
Yeah, but like a lot of this is because Korea's the reason. Have you ever wondered, Michael, why all bayonets have at least a 6-inch blade now?
I do not.
Well, that's because of Korea. Korea is what is like 6-inch blades are the minimum you could have a bayonet blade at, because it wasn't unheard of to have 3 inches of clothing. And then to be considered to reach all of the essential vital organs, you need to have a 3-inch blade. So to go through 3 inches of clothing and then have the 3 inches to reach all the vital organs, you need a 6-inch blade.
I see. Interesting.
Because there were some countries that were only going in with a 5-inch bayonet, and they were complaining that when they would stab somebody, they wouldn't die.
Huh. Weird. So, these guys got machine gun ammo cans with them.
Yep, 30 cal cans. Yep.
Yeah. So many M1 carbines.
In Korea, they were really popular.
In Korea, because it was lighter, and they came out with obviously the M2, which is automatic, selective fire, basically. And it was a lot handier and easier because a lot of engagements in Korea were happening at closer range, actually, because you don't see a ton of AKs in Korea until the end, but you see a ton of submachine guns on the North Korean and Chinese side, tons of PPS H-41s. So everything's happening at a fairly close range.
Interesting.
So,
well, that was the first time they started capturing like SKSs too, and they were like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here?
So this is also like Korea was when, because initially Russia's doctrine was going to be like, we're going to help all these communist countries by giving them our old shit. And they decided to be really progressive and be like, actually, we'll give them the newest of the new. Like, so you start seeing AKs appear in Korea in 53. And remember, the AK's only been around for like 5 years, basically, at this point.
Right. Well, that's 3 years. 3 years outside of the testing phase, and like the very, very tight knit, this is about 3 years.
The AK-47 sucked, and they made those for like 2 or 3 years. So like basically, they're getting the first of the AKMs, which have only been made for like a year at this point. You start seeing North Korea get.
Well, they were actually 47s at that point.
Well, yeah, you see a lot of the 47s because they weren't as good, but like you see AKMs by the end of Korea, and it's. They're the first country to not give the garbage.
All right,
not
so
repeat
Devin,
garbage.
Devin, let's see your fucking pictures
All
that
right,
you've got, bud.
see my photos here. We'll get this done. Okay. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Can you see that?
Nope.
Yeah, but go to your window. Pull up the picture first.
Go to the window. Okay.
Yeah, go to your open up the picture first, and then on what you're sharing is click on the window.
Okay, so I got to go to share now. Then when I have the picture open.
Yeah. You hit share and then hit share screen. Yeah.
Yep. Just just open the picture, and then click the window that it's open in.
Trying to figure this out. I'm not technologically savvy.
That was one internet. Do you have dual monitors?
No.
Oh, well, that's a problem.
Well, I don't have dual monitors, and I seem to do just fine.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so that's your picture. All right.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Oh, that's really unclear.
It's a pretty small picture, but
yeah.
All right, zoom in a little bit more, and then we'll tell you when to stop.
All right.
Just scroll. Stop. All right.
Okay, let me try to make out some stuff here.
Yeah.
So I can tell you a lot about this picture. For one, these guys are Canadian. You could tell by this guy on the right, he has this hat.
Yeah.
Which I have one of those. They're pretty hard to find. They're a uniquely Canadian thing.
Yeah.
They're all holding number 4s.
The guy in the center, does he have a Bren machine gun?
Yes, he has a Bren.
Right.
Yep.
So, and it's hard to tell from here, but you could tell it's an English-made one because it has the weird muzzle device that Canada didn't economify like the British did. This guy's wearing obviously the Brody, the Mark II Brody.
Oh,
and they all have, if you can't tell, no hobnails on their boots.
Yeah, no, it's all rubber soles, like molded rubber soles.
Yeah,
which is something Canada started to do in the 50s because they realized that the hobnails would leach cold.
Exactly.
Into your feet because iron conducts cold a lot faster than rubber does.
But they're still wearing the leggings though. They're still wearing the fucking, which is good.
Well, these guys, this is actually taken in the summer, so their pants are rolled up. They're not
right, but they're still wearing leggings.
Yeah.
You can see this.
No, those are just their socks. Those aren't their leggings.
What?
Nope, their pants are rolled up because it's hot out.
Yeah, I get that, but okay. Oh no, I see it now. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of a weirder thing. So, but and let's see here. I have a few more. I can try to get done here.
Yeah, I found an HD version of that exact photo. If you want to look at it.
You want to share it then?
Yes, I do. 1 second.
Then we can see it a little closer.
We can see it how it's supposed to be. Yeah. Okay.
Because it's one of the more famous pictures of Canadians before they have all American shit.
Yeah, because I see a ton of the things here I couldn't see before.
Oh, there we go.
I see a Browning M2. That's the guy has the barrel out.
That's what I thought it was. Yeah, it's just the fucking receiver sitting there next to his head.
Right.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
He's clearing the barrel. He's clearing the fucking barrel of the M2.
There, you could see the sleeve.
Yeah, and he's cleaning the M2 barrel. He's cleaning that. That's what he's holding right now.
Yeah, and the guy, simultaneously, this guy's he's detached the barrel from his line right here.
Yep.
There's another one back here, and then this guy's got a Sten.
Yep.
And
you can see Mark Brody and
I thought the Canadian Stens had the wire stock.
He does have the. Well, I mean, it depends.
He's got a Mark II skeleton.
British surplus too, so.
Yeah, he's got a Mark II skeleton stock, and that's fine.
which is still accurate. But like you could see the guy on the right, you could tell they're Canadian because of that hat that he's wearing.
Yes. Yeah, you have one of those. You have the little strap
I have
on
one
it.
of those. Yeah. The Canadian pattern 49 service cap. Yeah.
Yep.
And then the guy to the left, you could tell that like so the hat is an actual like stocking cap. It doesn't have the like square corners woven in it like the British one. It's a fully like round one, and it has the cross pattern on the top, which is a Canadian thing because the British ones would have still been the same World War II ones, which were basically just a square. They looked kind of like the overseas caps. And you can see they all have the rubber boots with the weird Vibram sole with like the little cross lugs in them.
Yeah.
The waffle.
Yep. So because they realized early on that you would leach cold into your feet, and they were getting cold.
Yeah, I can attest to that. I can attest to that. Trust me.
Yeah. It's pretty rough, and it doesn't take much with those pig iron hobnails to get cold weather casualties.
This background is interesting too. It's like they stacked logs and stuff before putting sandbags. This might be some kind of like.
It's an emplacement, probably,
right.
Yeah. And
that's a line.
Right.
He's got a fucking M2. It's a line. Like that is someplace that they, yeah.
Some kind of frog skin like poncho here or something.
Yeah, they got a lot of shit from the Americans, so it could have very well been.
Yeah, it's American Michigan, and he's got a helmet behind him right here.
That's a turtle shell. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the guy on the left has a Mark II, which is fun.
Yeah, because Canada had that until the 60s. So
is that a Mark II? That dude, honestly, Devin, I'm gonna say that looks like a turtle shell. Go up a little bit, Mike. And that I think that's a turtle shell for sure.
That is a turtle. So he would have got a British helmet then, which isn't uncommon. So
right.
For the first year of the Korean War, the Canadians were supplied by the British because the Canadians had no supply lines.
Right, but he's got a cover on it. Like, look, Michael, zoom in on that again, really quick. Okay. He's got a burlap cover on that fucker.
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting. That's really cool.
Yeah. Always look for the HD versions.
Yep, that's awesome. And so go in between the left guy that we were just looking at and the right guy. Like, what is that sticking out of there?
It's a log. That right there.
Thick. Yeah.
That?
Yeah, but I was saying this whole area has them. Like, see if they're over here too.
Yep, it's a stick. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some kind of like emplacement in here, and this is like a fortified roof or something with rocks on top of it too.
Yeah. Yep. They're not planning on getting overrun.
Yeah, and sheet metal too. See that? Yeah.
Yep.
Gotta have that sheet metal.
Oh, Jesus. So cool. All right, I'm gonna surrender back to you guys.
All right, let's see.
Any more Korean War shit? Want to just keep on theme?
Yeah, why not? I don't give a fuck.
Right. Let me see.
The literature I just saw for that photo is dated 1952.
Yep, that's about right.
Yeah.
Let me. Let me go through my. That's fun. All right, so all right.
No, this is interesting. That's not original color, but it's a pretty good job.
No, it's colorized, of course.
It's a pretty good job, though.
Yeah, very good job, I think.
That is a pretty cool picture. That one guy in the middle, clearly the casualty.
Yep.
Yep.
Holding his helmet in his right hand. Yeah.
You can see on the USMC. Yeah.
You see that helmet's dented to shit. Like, here, let me zoom in on it.
Well, that's not uncommon, especially in.
Right. And so, yeah, the guy on the left has a 30-round magazine then. And this is also 1950. So, I mean, they had the 30-round mags at the end of World War II. They just didn't like them because they were really faulty. They didn't work well. And then between there, they started upgrading them, but still guys would be issued with 15 rounders.
Yeah.
And, they would work and all that stuff. But
entrenching tool on his left side.
Whose left side?
Sorry, the guy on the left, like if you zoom in, like he's got that shovel like thing on his belt there. Zoom in on his webbing.
On this one?
Yeah, not that on his other side. On his other side. That right there.
Yeah, okay, yeah, he's got the 43 entrenching tool. Do you know what this is, Michael?
No, I don't.
It's a 3-pocket grenade pouch that could hold.
Oh no,
it's the assaulter's grenade pouch. Yeah,
I've seen that. It hangs down. Yeah, but I've always seen it when it's full. But I've seen those before actually.
Right, and his bottom 2 pockets are full, but his top ones are not.
Also, like that guy right in the middle in the front, he's got the tropical first aid pouch right there in the front.
Yep.
Exactly. Thank you. Yep. And that was a World War II thing that carried through Vietnam.
Yep.
And even
the Marines
they're on, and then they modeled the first
44. Yeah.
Right, and they started modeling like the first aid kits until about 2005 off of that.
That's the standard U.S. medical pouch until the IFAC comes out in the Global War on Terror.
Exactly. Yep. And this guy, I love his glasses.
Yeah.
The old timey.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like he's having a good time.
No, none of them do. Like the middle guy, he's fucking hit.
Yeah.
And it's probably it doesn't look like a leg wound. He's got a bandage up here. Oh, he got hit like in the neck. That's not good.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like he's got like blood on his face.
That's a field dressing. That's a field dressing right there. And then on his face, he's got the blood and whatever. And these other guys are just like, let's just get the fuck back.
Yeah, probably like, what are you fucking taking photos of us for? Like, get out of our way.
Yep. And they've got the Type 2 fucking herringbone twill pants on with the huge pockets.
Mm-hmm.
And but they also got the I think they just took Type 2 HBTs and through the USMC, like the Eagle Open Anchor, and then the decal on there, like the iron transfer prints.
Yeah.
And because that's a World War II first aid pouch, of course, it's a 1942. He's got an M1 carbine pouch, so does this guy. So this guy might, he may be a corpsman. I can't tell.
He could be a Navy corpsman, yeah.
But he doesn't have any gear on, you know what I mean? Like he's got his belt, like his trouser belt, but like he could be a corpsman. Getting him back. That's a pretty cool one.
That is cool.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And then let me see if I can.
Good coloring job. Not the best I've ever seen, but it's good.
It's pretty decent.
Mm-hmm. I got one if you want to see.
Let's do it, and then I'll try to share another one.
Okay, you guys have probably seen. This is a famous one. You guys have probably seen it before. Again, this is another one I've seen people mix up as World War II.
Yeah, the tiger paint.
Yeah, that's a gnarly paint job on that thing.
Oh yeah.
No.
Wait, can you zoom in on the muzzle device?
Oh, up here?
Is that a Firefly?
Yep.
That's a Firefly. Those are actually kind of rare.
Huh.
And those are it's left over from World War II and like what they had.
Yeah.
Those look like they are U.S. troops.
They are U.S. troops.
Yep.
So the cool thing about the Firefly is they basically put a giant tank destroyer gun in an M4 Sherman with a slightly different turret.
Right.
And basically turned the M1 Sherman into everything it actually should have fucking been. But
I thought the Firefly. I thought that was like the British thing.
It was.
They used them too.
Okay, yeah.
British actually used a lot of American tanks because there's no fucking steel in the UK.
Right. No, I've just whenever I heard like Sherman Firefly, I've always heard of like the British using them.
Yeah.
But
No, the Firefly was an American invention, but like you see a lot of American tanks. So like they would name them different based on whether it would have a British gun in it or an American gun in it.
Right.
Yep.
So this is fun. This guy's pointing the bow gun right at the photographer.
Yep.
That'll teach him.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
That's cool though. I like the like weird ass Asian like tiger paint on all the vehicles.
Yeah, that's scary looking.
Yeah, a lot of the guys like they took rock influence, because they talk to them a lot, and
that'll show them damn Chineses. That's for Pearl Harbor.
Them goddamn Chi-Coms. Yeah.
Yeah.
Check this out.
Oh, okay, cool. Another
obviously a posed picture because everybody else behind them is like
right.
relaxed.
I was about to say another.
What's going on? Yeah.
I was about to say another colored photo, but then that wouldn't have sounded good if I said that.
Well, no, Royce in color, like obviously not from the U.S. because he spelled it with a U, but yeah, a colored photo, and like, yeah, it shows like, yeah, it's these guys. So he's on a 1919 A2.
Okay.
And also his feet tray cover's not fucking down, so
can you zoom in on
around.
Can you zoom in a little? I like to get there really in close in there. Yeah. He's not touching the trigger clearly. That's
right, of course. And his feature covers like that it should be down.
It's
like
not
it's not locked all the way.
Yeah, and they're both smiling. Like you can tell they're smiling. They have the PAL caps on, and then you got the guy with the M1 over here, like, oh, this is a good picture for home. And
we're gonna look cool.
Also 1907 sling. So
yeah. I see those hats with the flaps a lot in Korean War photos.
Yeah, the PAL caps. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, it beats freezing to death.
Very hard to get a repro nowadays.
Look at the guys in the back. Look at the guys in the background on the hill looking at him.
Yeah, just like,
oh yeah,
what's going on over
like,
there?
What the fuck? They're getting another fucking picture. Like, what the hell? Come on.
Yeah.
And so this is apparently what I know about it. It's like the 24th Regiment of the 25th Infantry Division. Don't know what year, 1951, I guess. Yeah. And so these guys are sitting there, up on a hill. Like maybe their position was like real, but who knows what was going on here? They're just having some fun, rightfully so. And
it's so funny, like
but I always like this picture.
It's so funny, like with these posed photos, though. Sometimes the lack of effort on their part, they're just like whatever.
Well, yeah, I mean, who gives a fuck? We're gonna send it to our people back home. We send it to our families and our newspapers and whatever. And obviously it worked because we're still looking at it today.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, it's just great. Like the M1 has got the it's good shit.
Pretty good.
I like that one. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's fun. It's just guys fucking around, just trying to get a picture to send home.
So if you may, if I may share a World War II short clip for a second, if that's okay.
Sure.
A short clip. Is the sound gonna come through and everything, or
no, it's silent.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, 1 second. You guys have probably seen it. It's the famous propaganda footage that was taken early in the Battle of the Bulge by the Germans.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And but it was talking about the whole thing to where it's like the soldiers like care so little about staging these photos. So like,
right.
Like these.
Wait, is this stuff copyrighted by any means?
Critical Past? No, it's a preview.
Past.
It's Critical Past, right?
Yeah, because it has the watermark on it.
Yep.
Okay.
So, but see, like,
and also I'm not making money from this, so we're fine.
Right. So, like, this guy right here on the right has an American M1 carbine in his hand.
Yep.
And when he walks by, he points it up in the air, clearly because I'm guessing the photographer told him, like, do something that looks like action, or something like that. Do something that looks cool. So he goes like this. Whoop.
He's just like, yeah, I'm looking out behind this tank. Yeah.
Right. Like the photographer here's like, all right, guys. Yeah. Like, come on, you're in battle. Look heroic for the fatherland.
It's a fucking M8 scout car.
Right.
An M8 scout car.
Strike a pose. There you go. And then that's the same guy right there with the M1 carbine. You can tell by his face.
Yep.
And then this guy right here in the foreground, before he takes off, he looks at the camera. Clearly the guy like gave him a direction, like, okay, start moving now. Like, watch. Like, these guys are moving. The guy on the right there. All right, move now.
Oh yeah, of course. This is like Jorg could have filmed this shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, Jorg would have filmed that shit and like told him.
Right. He's like, okay, guys, you're supposed to look hero. You start moving now. All right, whatever. So I just think stuff like that's funny to where like it's so obvious that it's posed and staged.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, it's so fucking funny. Like people, yeah, the propaganda, mixed with like what actually happens is so fucking fun. When you understand that, it's like, yeah, because then you can look at these photos and videos and go, oh, okay, that's what happened.
Right. Yeah. Then you can piece it together.
And it's still like it doesn't take anything away from it. It actually adds to it because you could like, well, here's how things were actually like the photo that I just showed. Like those guys were not in combat. They were nowhere near it because
there's guys standing on the hill, just like standing.
Right. And the feed tray cover was open, and those guys would have known to fucking close that bitch if they were actually being. But it's like, yeah, that's I love it on Facebook groups. They're like, this is a pose photo. I'm like, no shit, Dicklock.
Yeah, a lot of them are.
Fucking clue. Yeah, 99% of fucking wartime photos are staged.
The photos that I see that are actually taken in combat are usually like they're either really low to the ground or they're like shaky, like they're
blurry.
They're not.
Blurry.
They're blurry.
Yeah. All right, I got one.
Yeah.
All right, Devin's got one.
Can you see that?
Ooh, nice
Vickers.
Yeah, Vickers there with the water can and everything hooked up to it.
And you can see the rice paddies in the background with the telegraph wires running through it.
Yep.
That's Korea.
That is Korea.
Huh.
Zoom in on the gun. Zoom in like on the crew at least. I want to. What's that right next to that guy? The feeder. What's that right in front of him?
This thing right here.
Yeah.
Could be a radio pouch, or it could be just the toolkit for the machine gun.
Mm.
Oh, that could be. Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's got the huge muzzle device on the World War I Vickers machine gun. Yeah. Which they didn't come out with until like the 20s. So
I've seen some photos that from like Normandy and stuff that have that giant thing on the end of the barrel.
Yep, and then you can see the number 4 laying in the dirt back there.
Yep.
And
guy with the binoculars got some.
2 guys with binoculars.
Yeah, 2 guys. Yeah, the guy on the left has bandoliers across his chest.
Mm-hmm. I'm guessing this guy on the left here is probably the squad leader.
Yep, the sergeant.
Yeah.
But can you zoom in on his sleeves to see if we got any rank visible?
No, there's going to be no rank on it. You can see there's no.
Yep.
So none of these guys have rank on.
Hmm.
That guy's wearing battle dress in the background while the rest of these guys are wearing bush dress.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is kind of interesting because that guy in the back's probably hot as fuck.
So, he's probably also a desk.
Are you sure? I don't know how. Like, do you think that's a real machine gun position? It seems pretty high off the ground.
Yeah.
No, this is very clearly staged. Yeah.
Right. Well, I know it's staged, but it's like, I don't think that's an actual position. Like, that's way too high a profile.
It could have been, but they could have been like, okay, well, there's nothing going on right now, so let's pop the machine gun up out of the position.
Right.
And whatever, because like, yeah, that's like Hollywood levels of.
This is like the guy holding the belt, the fact that nobody is like even trying to be in cover or like care at all,
and nobody's stressed, and they're wearing berets.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care how hardcore you are. If you have a helmet available instead of a beret in combat, you're going to wear a helmet.
For sure. Yeah. This is very clearly staged. And like one thing that kind of gives it away is too, they probably took the machine gun out of the position to
That's what I'm
service
saying.
it, which is why the toolkit is out. So.
Oh, that's exactly. Like they because that's not the position, and it's like if it was, it would be like you would see the top of the machine gun and that muzzle device.
You would see basically this sticking like a couple inches above the dirt here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just
very cool.
Funny to see. Like
kind of funny.
That's pretty funny. All the weird fucking berets and the one guy wearing his Tam O'Shanter still, so
in Korea, I've seen some photos from Korea that have the I forgot what the exact name of it is, but it's called like the super bazooka.
Yeah.
Do you want a picture of that?
Right. Yeah. Sure.
In action.
Right, but it's funny because like Hollywood throughout the 50s and 60s and even like 70s, they used those super bazookas in all their World War II movies. Yeah, and it was even though it was not around during World War II at all.
It's all right. Check this out.
Look at that guy.
Damn.
Fucking John Rambo himself.
You can see like
Yep.
Stream from that rocket. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of these actual combat shots.
That guy is like, for one, shooting that fucking close.
Well, I mean, it can't be too fucking crazy because like the guys in the background are standing up pretty straight.
Right.
I mean,
They're just like, all right, he's got the M6 bazooka bag, which is a World War II thing. Carrying the rounds. And he's just like, they're like, there's a bunker, fucking hit it. Okay. Yeah. And they all expected it. So it's like, bam, it goes off. Boom.
Man, that thing sits high on the shoulder.
Right. Well, because of the huge, hold on. Yeah, the huge wire, like you can see right here, the wire stock that was on those.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, I mean, that's an actual combat footage shot, which is pretty cool.
God damn. The balls on that man to fire a rocket launcher that close.
Right. And it's like,
but he's got like very clearly like pointed into the fucking dirt. Like,
no, that thing had also just fired, so like it's gonna go down in the front because he's gonna try to compensate for normal recoil, right?
It looks like he's almost like obliterating that tree with it.
Yeah, it looks like he's like, I'm gonna shoot this into a position 10 feet in front of me.
And realistically, these guys are like probably about 15 yards away from him because he's just like going up, playing, like giving a message. Like realistically, like that Marine is like far away from these guys, but they just said, put a fucking round in that pillbox or whatever the hell it was.
Just walk up to it and be like.
Well, it looks like he was standing, and then just for a brief second to fire, he kind of kneeled down because he's not completely on his knee at all.
I feel like.
Well, I mean, they call
like I feel like he's shot and he's now kneeling down, like he's beginning the reloading process.
Maybe.
Yeah, because he literally just fired. Like you could tell, like the blast is, you can't see the back blast, but you can see the forward blast, and there's still gonna be shit coming out of the front after that thing goes off. Like they call it a recoilless rifle. Well, there's a lot of force there's a lot of force that comes out of both ends, and right now he's just probably trying to compensate for it. But nevertheless, this is like somebody just shot a fucking super bazooka at a target.
You can see
and it's like
you can see the dust getting kicked up off the ground around him.
Yeah.
Yep, and the other Marines are standing probably about 15 yards away from him, and then they get a little bit of the dust, but they wouldn't get like the shock and the blast. Yeah. And because I mean, when you hit one of those things off, woo,
there's hell to pay.
But yeah, it's pretty cool, and yeah, the angle, it looks like he's just shooting at the dirt, but like Devin said, he's probably just coming down to reload.
Yep, like he shot standing, and he's in the process of kneeling down to reload.
Yep. Yeah, exactly, because his foot, or I'm sorry, his knee.
His knee is not fully on the ground yet, but he's in like that stance, like they're very clearly like, this is how I was trained to do this. Like I'm doing that stance.
Yep. And they'll probably put that muzzle down in the trench, and then pop another round in. So, because that's clearly a trench.
That is very clearly a trench.
Yeah, around that tree. Yeah.
Yep, you can see that, and there's burlap and shit there, but yeah, he's firing down from a hill. Because like back here, you can see like it's very vast and whatever. So who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, the Korean War, like, it's insane.
There's so much weird stuff that goes on there. All right. I got another cool one.
You better.
I got another cool one.
Is it 240p?
No, this one should be good. Do you see it?
I do see it.
Right. What do you like about it?
See a lot of British stuff.
No, these are all Canadians again.
Okay, Canadians with British stuff.
So a lot of it is, so you can see the guys with the Pattern 37 equipment very quickly because they didn't dye it in Canada. Canada didn't really like do a lot of the blanco on their equipment. So this guy over here, you could tell, he's got some weird boots on.
Double buckles.
Zoom in.
No, they're not. Those are the Cold War boots. You can tell by the snow. Those are the sorrels, yeah, because this is probably the winter of 51 to 52.
Yeah.
You can see all of the World War II hats. Some guys have battle dress on. Some guys have the X-51 gear. But what really kind of weirded me out about this picture when I first saw it was this right here.
Zoom in.
All right, so you see this guy right here. He's got a Trapper.
That's a U.S. parka. That's a U.S. parka, though. It's a 51 parka.
No, well, it's an X-51. It's not an M51. The Canadians copied it and called theirs the X-51.
Okay, so what's that wood stuff he has on his back?
So this is a Trapper Nelson pack. It's a civilian hiking pack, and Canada bought a shit ton of them during the Korean War. And I was wondering what the fuck that was, and it's because it holds way more than the regular Pattern 37 pack does. And here's another one right here. This guy has a Trapper Nelson pack. You could tell by the two wood posts.
So they had a civilian contract that they just drew up to get all those?
They just bought them right off the shelf.
No shit.
Yeah, and you can see this guy here. So he must be from the north because, once again, no gaiters, and he's got the ammo boots. But this guy over here is wearing the sorrels.
Interesting.
Yeah, and you can see this guy's got a U.S. hat with the flaps down.
Yep.
This guy's wearing the World War II British and Canadian hat. This guy's got the toque on with the cross pattern on the top, which was a Canadian thing.
They're reading the funnies.
They're all reading the newspaper, yep. So this is probably some guys about to change out on the line, if I had to guess, with some other unit, because they have all of their shit, you know? Yep. And they're getting their last bit of information before no mail gets to them and everything.
Yeah, they're loaded down. They're all loaded up.
They're loaded to go into a fight. You can see, obviously, there's no guys with Pattern 51 equipment here, which leads me to believe that this is from the winter of 51 to 52, because you don't see a lot of the Pattern 51 equipment until 53.
Right.
But there's just a huge range of gear here. Some American stuff, some Canadian stuff, some civilian equipment. Right. I don't know what this guy's got going on here, but it's either a big wool blanket or something. But that's a Pattern 37 pack. You can see that.
Well, he's got a pick. He's got a pick in his.
I just saw that. He's
got the Pickmatics. Yep. So you can see the muzzle of the number 4 right here that this guy has.
Is this like a fucking engineer unit? You think?
It could be. It very well could be. So, but there's a whole lot going on with this picture that I really like. But you can tell that the Trapper Nelson pack next to the P37 pack that this guy is maxed out, because you can see the flap there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's more than maxed out.
Yeah, that guy's there's probably a half inch holding those straps on. There's nothing left to it. But just to see the walks of life, because this guy's I'm hot as fuck, but this guy's I'm freezing to death. And the variation you get. And it's weird to see the winter hats. This guy's got the beret on.
Yep.
And they all have different shit. Have you noticed that too?
There's a guy in there's a guy in the back on the top left who has just an insane amounts of shit stacked on his back. You see
that guy. Yep.
So that's also the Pattern 37 pack, which was by the end of World War II didn't have the capacity they needed for stuff. So they just started issuing straps to just connect to the Pattern 37 pack, and he would just tie shit onto it.
That guy likes to sleep.
Reason why they bought the Trapper Nelsons. So
that guy likes to sleep though, because the way he's got his shit configured,
Yep.
all you have to do is just lay down and then.
These guys, yeah, all along here, you can see that this is like a walking path, and they're all leaned against the bank to try to take some of that weight off their shoulders, because the Pattern 37 equipment, all of the weight is on your shoulders.
Oh yeah, it's not great. I mean, it's
and it's a complicated mess of straps and shit. So like you see the U.S. take a lot of their gear off and stuff, but like even this guy, he's like relaxing, he's standing, and he's wearing everything still. Because it's a complicated mess of straps and shit that you have to undo and like take off. It's a whole process with like British equipment.
Very
interesting. This is a good thing. You can see all the Pattern 37 pouches, which are just open bags. There's no dividers or anything in them. They're meant to take grenades, mortar rounds, bandoliers, loose
Bren mags,
clips of ammo, everything.
Bren mags, Sten mags, you name it,
Which is weird because I couldn't see a Bren in this picture.
Yeah, me either. And
there's a ton of number 4s, but like the British and Canadians into, obviously going into World War II, the Bren was like the staple of their squad. And I could not find a single Bren in this picture.
It's really fucking weird, yeah.
It is really weird because you see this many fucking guys. There should be like 3 or 4 Brens in this picture.
Right, exactly.
And there isn't. But
yeah,
and then this guy's got his little ascot on and everything, trying to be fashionable. So this is a picture you don't see a lot of, actually. This one's a kind of hard to see one, and it's got a ton of different stuff. So
I got kind of an interesting one. If we want to,
let me go take care of the poop loop really quick because he's pacing and being a dick.
Perfect.
I'll be back in about, 2 minutes.
Okay. Take a 2-minute break.
Good. I already got my second beer. Sour ale. Apparently that's my thing.
Apparently so. You wino.
I wasn't a beer person before this.
Really?
No, I wasn't. And then I went out with my ex-girlfriend, and she was like, try this. And I was like, okay. And it was okay. I was like, that's not terrible. I'll drink that again. So
you went out with her while she was your ex or before?
While she was my ex. She's actually getting deployed with the state down to do COVID stuff.
Oh, okay.
And I got to watch her cat again for like half a year.
Okay, so you guys like remained friends then?
Oh yeah, it was like there was a lot of weird stuff as to why we broke up, but like we basically went from dating to being best friends.
That's good.
Yeah, so it was one of those things.
Cool. Well,
and she really likes beer, which is weird because I drink a lot of like frou-frou womany stuff, and she drinks all the like manly drinks.
You got a little bizarro world reversal going on there.
That's right. But I still grow a better mustache, and that's all that matters.
I hope so. I hope you grow a better mustache.
She might beat me eventually. You never know.
Hey, man, I've seen women with facial hair before. It's
me too. I've seen some of them old ladies that come in the grocery store, and it's like, damn.
Yeah. Like, holy shit. My years and years ago, I guess I'll tell this story. Years and years ago, my father and I were at the grocery store, and my father he loves to make wisecracks and observations about people and such.
That's the only way you can go in public. Yeah.
I know, right? And so I get it from him. So I'm like that now. But at the time, I was a little kid. We were going through line at the grocery store, to the checkout. And the lady checking the groceries, she's an old lady with some real heavy whiskers on her face.
Real heavy facial hair. Yeah.
Right. And they're like salt and pepper, like they're gray,
Like you can clearly see that this lady it's not like a few hairs. It's like this lady clearly has a mustache.
Yeah, she's got a beard. And as we're getting closer, I mean, it's impossible not to see it. And as we're getting closer, my father leans to me and says, take a close look at this lady's face. I'm just like, Dad, shut up.
Like, yes, I have eyes,
Right. But we were like maybe 5 to 10 feet away from her when he said it. It was just fucking crazy.
That's funny, though. I love stuff like that, though. It's like, I love when like a 70-year-old lady comes through the line. It's like, you can grow a better mustache than half the people I know.
Right. Yeah. It's kind of impressive, though. It's something to admire, I suppose.
Yeah. It looks something kind of like Mike's does right now.
That's what I was just going to say. Like, I've seen old ladies grow more impressive stashes than I do, and I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah, it's a thing. All right, so I'm ready to share. Let's see.
Oh, you're ready to share? I get after you.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw your ass for a loop, Michael.
I can't wait. So this is a medical thing, obviously.
Look at that guy. Look at all the frog skin camo. Look at it all.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Oh, and they got the weird body armor with the plates in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Korea.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's the 51 vest.
Yeah, or it's something. It's like the because the 52 came out and that was like used through Vietnam, through actually post Vietnam. The 50.
Well, you see the Marines. The Marines would use the 55, which is an updated 52.
No, the Marines. I have one from a Marine that was at Tonson Air Force Base in April.
Yeah,
of
they used 52s into Vietnam. Yeah.
The 52A1, I guess.
Yes.
To be fair, but
like
this actually looks like the World War II flak jackets. Like,
I think it's
could
either
be
a 51 or a 52 pattern vest.
It's not a 52. It's a 51. If
it's a 51, yeah.
Let me Google this really quick.
This guy's got it too. He's wearing one too, and so does they all do. They all have it.
And they're very clearly Marines because they're wearing the camouflage. So.
Yeah, this guy's got a whole frog skin suit. Yeah.
So no, well,
even the wounded guy has it on.
The 51 still looks like the 52.
It's minor differences, so.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Mark II grenade right there.
Yep.
Or zoom in again. Yeah, the Mark II A1.
Yep.
Is that a smoke grenade right next to it?
Yep. No, no, it's a white phosphorus grenade. It's rounded.
Oh, okay, interesting.
On the bottom. Yeah, Willie Pete. Yep. But yeah, they're using leftover fucking World War II shit.
Yep. Yeah, the only thing that's not recycled World War II shit on him is the vest.
Yeah, even the wounded guy has the vest on.
That was a big Marine thing, was the vest.
Yes, yes.
The Marines would have a lot of those. You would see about half the Army have the vests.
Right, in 53, yeah, but like it's... Yeah.
See, his pant legs look like they're like have like a scrunchy type thing in them.
Blouse.
No, he's kneeling on barbed wire or some kind of wire.
Yeah, you could see it running there along the bottom.
Yeah,
he's
so
on
it's
barbed
cinching
wire.
Yeah, it's cinching that up. Like.
Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah. Huh.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, they got the.
He's got the M1 bayonet on, so he's got an M1 rifle with the belt, of course. The guy's got a fucking cigarette hanging out of his mouth. I love it.
Yeah, right
Jesus
there.
Christ.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you can't let your friend die and interrupt a good smoke, Mike. Come on now.
I've actually had comments on some of my artwork for having like, how come all the soldiers have cigarettes in them? It's like, because they all did back then.
Yeah, I was like, here's the thing.
Oh,
Until like the 60s, smoking wasn't bad for you.
Yeah.
Right.
So like you could literally go into a doctor in like the 50s and get prescribed cigarettes.
Yeah, they used to have commercials for cigarettes normally.
While they were smoking cigarettes, the doctor would be like, "Yeah."
Well, I mean, like we were all alive when you could still smoke indoors. Like that was a normal thing.
I was telling Michael.
And they're like, "Here's the smoking section and the non-smoking section, and there is no divider at all."
No,
I told Michael when we were talking last time we were together. It's like I said. I remember going to those restaurants, like in small towns, and people were smoking while they ate.
Yeah.
They'd eat with one hand and they'd be smoking while they ate.
Other hand. Yeah. It's like
while they ate, and it's like, oh, that's
I remember that. Like, I mean, I don't ever hear it anymore, but I remember every restaurant you go to, smoking or non-smoking.
Doesn't matter.
Like, both of my parents smoked, so we always sat in the smoking section, which was great for my little developing lungs.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it was like, and now, like you look at today, and it's like you can't be within 50 feet of a building while you smoke in the United States. Like you have to be 50 feet away from the door of a building to smoke. And I'm
I remember you went into every fucking
into
business. Right. Every business back when I was a kid, every business you walk into smelled like cigarettes.
Yeah.
Because people were smoking.
I kind of like when I walk into like an old bowling alley though, and it has like the leftover residue because they've never cleaned it.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and it still smells like cigarettes, and you're like, that's kind of nice.
Yeah, it's just the whole smoking or non, it's like non, but like the whole restaurant.
What difference does it make? Yeah, but it's funny that
there wasn't a divider or like a separate room for smoking. It was like we're on like that half like partition wall, like that doesn't stop air.
Yep,
like
the half glass partition wall, the half glass. Like it's like, well, really it's not going to do anything, but people sitting there smoking while they're eating. So all right, I got one, Michael. That's going to throw your ass for a loop.
Okay,
is this one of the ones that I've seen too? Probably.
You'll probably know what it is, Devin, but like,
okay,
just don't blurt it out. Let's let Michael.
I won't. I'll let Michael do it. Oh, this is actually a really cool one. I don't think you've shown me this one, but I know what it is immediately.
Okay, yeah, I'm very confused.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, it's almost like Romanian.
Immediately.
It's almost like Romanian or something.
And that helmet, give it away.
Yeah, it's almost like Romanian.
Michael, talk then, fucker.
Yeah, it's almost like Romanian or something. I'm not sure.
Very good.
I'm actually like golf clap, like presently surprised by that, Michael. Like you did very well there.
How did you deduce that?
Yeah,
by the helmet shape.
Okay, the Dutch
also used that helmet. So come on, Michael, that's racist.
Devin, don't be a fucking parrot. Let's not do this.
Because like I've seen Romanian stuff from World War II, and it's always like it's that type of helmet and like a really dark coat like that. That's usually what it looks like.
The overcoat, yes.
Right. So that's what I.
Well,
and
those uniforms are pretty dark too.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So that was. I mean, again, that was a lucky guess. I wasn't like, of course I know that, but that was just from those little things. That's how I was able to guess that.
Mike never showed me this, but like the two things that gave it away were the Romanian M39 helmet, and that guy has a VZ24.
Yeah. Okay. Answer me this, Devin. What's this?
I don't know.
Zoom in on it.
He's got a bayonet on his rifle, right?
Yeah.
What's that?
That's too long to be the sheath for the bayonet, though.
Zoom in on it. Because I want to see it better. So.
Does that guy have like a saber or something?
That looks like something attached to like a pack of some kind.
No, that's a fucking bayonet without the scabbard. Or it could be a very, very worn and silver scabbard, which is unlikely.
No, that's dangerous to just carry.
So that's the steel scabbard for the bayonet.
Could be. But it's like got no bluing left on it. Like nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair.
Nothing.
Well, what's that hanging down? Yeah. What's that hanging down below the bayonet? Is that an entrenching handle?
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's an E-tool. Yep.
Okay.
Like, yeah, that guy's got the VZ24, and you could tell because the weird, obviously, the like Mauser appearance, and it has that weird side swivel on it.
He does have a sling on it.
Because the front side didn't have a fully
it does.
VZ24.
Michael, it does have a sling on it. There's two sling swivels on a VZ24. There's a side sling for cavalry, and there's the bottom sling, which he's got the sling on for infantry.
Okay.
And the barrel bands just have both. Yeah. And like, so like the front side, if Mike zooms in again, you can see where it's like the VZ24 doesn't have the fully enclosed front sight like a K98 does. It has this weird kind of open top slide on the front of the front sight.
And it screws on. Yep. It screws on.
Yeah. And you could take it off if you wanted to. But like they kept it on because obviously it's the front sight protector, but
also, weird thing about the VZ24 bayonets that were made in Czechoslovakia is the blade is facing up.
Yeah, they went for the Austro-Hungarian style of bayonet. Yeah.
Yep. You can't see it in this picture, but like in this picture, like I know for a fact that the blade is facing up. The dull side, I guess you would say, the top is facing down. And so yeah, that's a pretty cool thing. The mess kit.
Yeah, because they just basically copied the M95 bayonet to fit on the Mauser. So
they took an M95 bayonet and molded it with the fucking S8498, and they made
so which is cool because all the Austrian World War I bayonets have a reversed edge. The sharp end's on the top of the bayonet. Yeah,
when it's mounted. Yep. And that was for the doctrine of like, stabbing in and pushing or pulling up.
Yeah, their whole thing was like, because their rifles are so long and you had the leverage, it was to stab somebody into the gut and then wrench upwards.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
it's not great.
Hopefully just gonna just mangle your intestines and everything going to your rib cage. Yeah.
Jeez. Talk about cruel.
Fair. But that's a really cool picture, actually. You get the the Romanian equipment, which is awesome because they were on the German side in World War II, which is funny.
Until 44, and they were like, yeah, well, let's.
They're like, well, let's try not to get too heavily imposed with war crimes for losing. So
right.
So
I've got another Romanian picture if you want to see it.
I like the Romanian stuff.
Sure.
Nobody knows about them because they did a shit ton of stuff at Stalingrad too, and everyone looks at them
fucked up.
Who the fuck is that at Stalingrad? And it's just
they lost like 3/4.
Yeah.
They lost 3/4 of their military force at Stalingrad.
Yeah, they did.
So here's a good one.
That is a good one.
Wow.
He's got the entrenching tool tucked into his belt.
Yeah.
Yep. But that's not a Romanian one because they didn't make them.
That's German.
Yep.
Or it could be Russian because they had square ones. The Russians.
No, that's the German one. I can tell by the placement of the rivets.
The plate on the blade. Yep. Zoom in. I can't see it from here.
It's gonna be blurry, but
yeah.
Okay. Interesting. He's got.
That's definitely a German one because it has the huge plate on it. Yeah.
Yep.
He got grenades on his webbing.
Yes.
What are those? Okay, cool.
Grenades. Yep. Grenades.
Right, okay.
And then, the guy behind him, what do you think that is?
Jeez, I can't
tell.
That's
a Czech light machine gun, isn't it?
Correct. You know what model it is?
Isn't it like the VZ-24?
No,
or the ZB-24 or something like that?
It's ZB-26.
Okay,
probably a ZB-28, which is what the Bren was.
The Bren is based off of that. That's the only reason I know what it is because the Bren is based off that Czech gun, which is in turn based off of the Madsen.
Kind of, yes, but the Bren is more copied off of that than the Madsen was.
For sure, but this Czech gun is developed off of the Madsen. So.
Right, and so look at all these vehicles up here.
Yeah.
Those
I have no fucking idea.
Those are like early war vehicles.
Well, and what's this guy wearing?
He's got an Adrian hat on, doesn't he?
No,
that's some kind of beret.
You gotta zoom in. I can't see.
Well, it's gonna get more blurry, dude.
It's some kind of beret or something.
Yep.
Huh.
And they still actually wear those kind of berets today. I actually have one. I can't pull it out right now. I don't know where the fuck it is. A guy from Armenia sent me one of like a modern one where it's a huge beret.
Oh, kind of like the weird French ones for like the mountain troops?
Yeah, but it's not it's made out of cloth. It's not wool. It's made out of canvas.
Freaking okay.
Yeah, no. So yeah, so you see these guys are wearing the M39 helmets. The guy's got a nice stash right there.
Yep.
Probably
the squad leader because he has all the grenades.
Right, and the E-tool. And also the two ammo pouches. Like, they were issued 2 of these, and he's wearing them right in front, which is a good place to have them. You can access them from either arm. Yep. The guy's got a ZB-26 or 28 behind him, right?
Yep.
So it's the equivalent of like a Beren. And then the rest of the guys are just walking, and this guy's got a beret on. But these guys are, like, about to go into some shit.
Yeah, they are.
So, yeah, the Romanians is like, that's a very cool thing. And then what what is he carrying as far as a gun?
Some kind of rifle. I can't tell.
Oh no, it's not a rifle.
Sure.
Is that MP40?
Nope.
What is it?
It's that weird fucking Romanian submachine gun. I honestly cannot remember what the hell it's called. But he's carrying a submachine gun.
Okay.
You see the magazine right there. The front is like just.
Or is that the sling because it's kind of bent looking?
No,
That's what I was
zoom out a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like it's that looks like it's the sling.
That's what I was
but
thinking.
here I can't go over any further. But like look at the front sight is like it's just wings.
Yeah, that's that
It's
weird
not,
Romanian one.
Yeah, I forgot what the fuck it's called, but so he's carrying a submachine gun.
Yeah. 1 second. I'm trying to find the gun.
Is it that weird like ZK383?
I cannot remember, but it's like it was
which
a very
is like
commonly...
a copy of the MP28 or whatever it is.
Yeah, but like I don't know.
No, I'm not finding anything.
I don't know if it's a ZK383 because it doesn't have that big like side magazine on it.
Well, no, but like no, this thing was it's called an Orita, I think. ORITA.
Oh, Orita M1941.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is before Stalingrad then, because if he has a 41.
Well, right, it's before because they're wearing overcoats.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
so that guy's got like a pretty state-of-the-art fucking submachine gun then.
Yes, exactly. And it's very so the Orita, yeah, it
looks kind of like that like the German MP41.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like the MP40 but has a wooden stock on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's Romanian troops in World War II. That's what they looked like.
Them and their fucking greatcoats. They had it figured out. The greatcoat's a great piece of equipment that more countries should have used.
Well, they did.
Like it's a great mattress.
Most countries did use that.
Yeah, and it's a fantastic mattress, and it's even better coat.
Right. All right. Well, who's next?
Let's see.
I got another one that can throw Devin for a loop, and you'll like it, Michael.
Okay.
But I'm gonna give you guys a chance because I've shown like 3 pictures.
Okay.
TikTok, Clarice.
Clarice.
TikTok.
Wow, that's a great one. I've never seen that before.
We're not gonna share dick pics. Okay, so all right, if nobody else is going, I'm going.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm waiting for you.
The whole time. I thought we were waiting on you.
Well, no, I was like, does anybody else have a fucking thing?
I don't right now, but
okay. We're good. Bam.
Okay.
Oh, I know what that is. That's the Swiss border.
Mm-hmm. I have one of those helmets.
Which one?
The one on the right.
The M18?
Yeah, I have one in my barn. I got it when I was a little.
An M1843.
I was like, because I have 3 different M18 helmets. I have an actual M18, I have an M1840, and I have an M1840-56.
Nerds.
Yeah.
But yes. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, because I when I was a little kid, I got one of those helmets at a surplus store, and they told me it was a World War II German Army helmet, and I was like, I don't know, I was maybe like 8 years. I was like 8 years old. And I was like, I know this is not a German helmet.
Well, you should have shown him this picture.
Yeah.
if the internet was if there was such thing as cell phones back then I would have done that. But
welcome to fucking Switzerland.
Yeah, Shell in the back.
Yeah,
there.
Exactly. Yep, Shell. Yep.
Like the gas company.
Yeah, the background, like in the sign.
So whoever
the K31 ammo pouches, the suspenders, the guy in the background's either wearing the mountain cut down greatcoat or the actual full length greatcoat.
Yeah, looks like a French police officer on the left there.
Yeah, because he's got the kepi on. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a gendarme.
This is probably like after the occupation of France, and this is
he's
border with France. Yeah.
Yeah, he's wearing Vichy blue. And then the guy. Okay, whoever this is clearly a colorized photo. Again, you can tell it's not originally color. The decal on that guy's helmet, holy shit, is that vibrant compared to everything else.
Well, they're also wearing M36 gear. So if you look at the Germans, the collars are M36 tunics, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
The guy's got an M35 helmet on, which would have been double decal. He's got the parade finish, apple green on his helmet. It's shiny. The decal is very whatever. So yeah, Devin's probably right. These guys, like right after the invasion of France, they went down
probably
there.
Like 40, 41, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not even 41. No, this is like early 40.
Probably, yeah, 40.
Yeah, early 40. And he's got the pebbled buckle on, the German guy, like the NCO. Yep. And the he's not even he's a cadet.
He's not an officer. He's a
cadet.
A cadet with the thing on his epaulette. Yeah.
Yep. He's a cadet. He's not even an officer. And they're just trying to talk and like, well, hey.
Well, I mean, they all speak German. Swiss speak German. That's pretty common. Well, hanging out on the border. So
it's like you and I going down to fucking the hills of Kentucky.
Yeah, Swiss German is very different from
Schweizerdeutsch.
Yeah.
So the guy, the German in the center there, he has the toothbrush mustache, and it's funny. I just got into a little bit of a debate with someone on Facebook not too long ago about those, to where he said that people were trying to be Hitler back then with that. It's like that was actually a very common.
That was a very common.
Very common.
Right. Yeah. You see a lot of people
even in the U.S. Even in the U.S.
Yeah, and you also see that into the 50s. Like it wasn't like unfavorable until the 1960s. Yeah.
Right. But no, that was my point, is because I've seen a few people say that. Again, I got into an argument with a guy about it. I was like, no, that was a common facial style back then, with that mustache under the nose.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, so a really, really quick and weird thing, Michael, is like we discovered recently. Look at his badges that he's got on his left breast pocket.
Can you zoom in on it?
Yep, I can.
Okay.
Look at the placement. So he's got a. I can't even see. It's so fucking.
I can't even
blurry.
see what the fuck that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay. So the placement.
The bottom one clearly offset from the top one, though.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's the thing: is that so early before that probably came out, is that you're okay. So most of the war, your first, like the highest award would go on the top right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then your second highest award would go right here.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Why the fuck is that over there? And this isn't mirrored. You can see it's not mirrored.
Right. I don't know.
So it's like, but no, that regulation probably had not come down yet.
Come through yet? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he's just wearing it wherever the fuck he wants. And I love the pebble
on the goddamn Swiss border. Who the hell gives a fuck? Like.
Oh, so yeah, this guy is a cadet because he's wearing the bar on there, enlisted Litzen, and he's got an enlisted buckle on, but he's a cadet.
Yeah.
That's really fucking
That's
cool.
a pretty cool picture, though.
I think
There's a lot of cool pictures from like the Swiss border.
I think the guy, I can't tell. I mean, the guy in the center with, we were just talking about his badges. The lower one almost looks like a Panzer assault badge.
It's not. The lower one's not. Nope.
I know, but it kind of looks like it. I'm just.
Nope, it's not. And it's a. Here's the thing. Let me fucking. It's the thing with like the 3 serpents on it. It's German badges.
Oh, anti-partisan badge.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But.
That makes sense, but well, actually, probably not this at this point.
That's what that's actually what I.
That's what you were thinking was the anti-partisan badge.
Maybe. No, it's this other fucking weird badge. It's got like 3 snakes that are like. Jesus Christ. I have to go through all this shit tonight.
Yeah, the one with the snakes.
I have no idea what you're talking about with the 3 snakes.
The one with the snakes on it is the anti-partisan badge.
Yeah, I know that, but
All right, I'll just let you look for it.
Yeah.
But I mean, who knows? Like, this colorization might be off. That might not even be the right color of those badges.
Oh, for sure, but like it's.
Because I think that the top one kind of almost looks like an infantry assault badge that's tilted or something.
No, it doesn't. It's I wonder if this fucker's a World War I veteran.
Maybe, or it might just be the general assault badge where it has the 2.
No, I mean general assault. Like it would. Like just where the shadows are showing, it's not any of those. It's fucking weird.
It's a badge of some kind that this guy earned for something or other.
Yeah. I like how we just get so into like what that little thing might be.
What is it? Yeah. Maybe he's still alive. Let's ask him.
He looks a little old. He probably didn't survive. He looks he looks like he's been in the military for a while.
I wonder if he survived the war.
Yeah, what if he's just like 112 right now?
Yeah, so he probably died in the 80s if he lived. You know.
Yeah, he's probably dead even if he survived the war. Like, I wonder if he survived the war.
Like,
well,
you know what? Those Swiss guys were so nice that he became Swiss.
That is a really cool picture though. Like you got the Swiss guys sitting over there. You got the K-31s, the bayonets attached.
The guy smoking his fucking pipe.
Yeah, I love that.
He also looks very like kind of okay. Well,
yeah, what's going on here?
You could also see, so like the Swiss always like they had a weird structure for how they would do their military. It was a lot of age-based stuff. So all their young in the prime guys would have been on the border.
Right.
I got
it's
a
very
cool one.
weird.
It's probably the most famous photograph of.
Well, that's no fun then. Everyone's seen it already.
You'd be surprised because it's a country that nobody fucking cares about.
What, Canada again?
No. You'll recognize it.
I've seen that one. Yeah,
that's a great picture.
Mm-hmm.
It is a very iconic picture. There's actually, I think, a statue of it and a painting actually.
Mm.
And those are 3 Swiss guys with their K-31s. They all have K-31s.
Those are not K-31s. Those are K-11s.
Right. They're K-11s because the magazine sticks out.
Yep.
And a weird angle.
Yep, they're K-11s.
So these are all K-11s, and they're wearing their puttees and their big great coats, and they're pointing off. They're standing on top of a mountain, pointing at other mountains because Switzerland.
Look over yonder.
Yeah, and like you could tell that this is probably fairly early because the helmets aren't black yet.
Right. That's before 40.
The one I have is black.
This is definitely before 40. So this is
probably the one you have is like what most of us have is black. In 1940, they put a sawdust black kind of paint on them.
Yep, and they would have had a shiny kind of green, like olive green paint.
Grayish green, Yep.
At this point, and you could tell that that's what they have, and this is obviously before everyone got K-31. So I think these are kind of older guys, and they're probably engineers.
this picture's probably from the 20s.
No, this is a picture that's from the 30s.
Okay, so
but
the
these
K31 wasn't really produced a lot until like the late 30s. So
yeah. So but this is I'm guessing based on their rifles.
Yes,
probably from the mid 30s, and this is when Switzerland. So these guys are probably engineers, I'm guessing, and they're sitting trying to figure out where because the whole country of Switzerland was just bunkered and mined and interlocking fired. Because basically they were like, well, we know something big's going to happen, so we're going to make whoever wants to come and get us really pay for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And which is why they're like, they have this cool policy that I like to call aggressively neutral. And, so these guys are probably at the very early stages of this massive gear up. So like in the mid to late 30s, they started building all these bunkers for machine guns and artillery works. And these guys, I'm guessing, are part of that initial mapping based on where they are looking over this whole valley.
Right. They're probably just like, they're probably just sitting there going, and the lead guy is probably just like, yeah, so if we went over there, and then somebody was like, oh, it's a great picture.
Yep. But like it is probably the most iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
And it's been seen by everyone. But like I see a lot of people say that they're Germans because of the helmet.
No.
Yeah,
it's actually the most iconic Swiss picture you can probably see.
And if they'd have been using better steel, their helmets would have been more effective. But they used German steel.
That's fair. That's fair.
Slimy American says, "I'm still wondering why Michael has a fish monster on his wall. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, dude. I don't have any fish related.
What are you talking about with a fish monster?
I don't have anything fish related in my room, so you're tripping."
I mean, I'm probably the weirdest thing on my wall with my Everclear and Tang poster.
You're fingering it right there. That's nice.
Yep. So that is a drink that I used to drink back when I used to just get hammered every night. That was my go-to drink. I would just put 4 scoops of Tang into straight Everclear and get beyond fucked up. So I called it the Noggin Fogger.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good name.
I'm gonna have to call it a night for myself, but this has been a lot of fun.
It's been 2 hours, so I mean that's a pretty good stream.
Yeah, but I mean you guys can keep going if you want, but I gotta do some writing to get my creative juices flowing.
You better get your fucking writing done.
I agree. I gotta go to bed too. I've been up since like 2 a.m. and my nap wasn't that great. So.
All right, well, we'll call it then. Ryan Hall, thanks.
Thanks, everybody. Yeah, this has been a lot of fun. We'll hopefully do more of these in the future.
I love doing this. Right. This is fucking great. Photo analysis.
I'll have to get better pictures next time.
Yeah, probably. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next stream.
Later.